All right, Coach, it is a cold night in western Pennsylvania as we bring you inside Heinz Field here in Pittsburgh. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This one fielded at the 5.
Come on, man. Let's go. On the return, the Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Ready? Blue 18.
Check, 59. I know you ain't got it.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Taylor. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Now on 2nd and 16. Mariota. That's complete to his speedy wideout Goodwin. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Working out of the gun, Mariota. This is Johnson, he's got it. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Check 26, check 26.
One.
Now a give, right side. Taylor. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Set. Blue 80.
He's coming. Check in. Ready?
On 2nd down now. It's Taylor. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Taylor. And an alley to run. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Vikings' 25-yard line. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. They run with Taylor. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
They'll try to throw now. Mariota. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Check the backer, check the backer.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Mariota. Flushed out right. And his throw here's incomplete. Eli Apple, good to the core there as he gets in and knocks it away.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
3rd and goal, Mariota. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Go. 280.
Watching the ball. Let's go, team. Gonna be a long day on this.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there for Minnesota. 54 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2.
Here we go.
Now Wentz on the bootleg. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
And the pressure gets to him again. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
One. Don't let him breathe. Three. Don't let him breathe, defense.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
We got double up. 59.
Out of his end zone, Mariota. And got his man complete. We're scoreless after one. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10.
Watch twit.
Now Taylor. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Tight dog. Three.
Now a give, right side. Taylor. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Let's get it.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And this will be taken at the 13. Might have needed just one more block as it stands. 37-yard return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming.
From midfield, here's Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Darren Lee in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
After the sack on 1st down, Wentz into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Where are they, team?
I'm coming.
Following the interception here, Mariota. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll run with Taylor. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And the Steelers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Open man is Darius Fountain. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Come on.
Taylor. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
On first down, Taylor. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Let's make these one.
Mike, check, 59.
To throw is Mariota. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. D. Ford gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Come on, Lions. We better than that.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Mariota to throw it. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
No, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way. Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
It's a gain of 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Tried to go back again to Adam Thielen, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Wentz to throw again. It's complete to Diggs. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. Now the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock down and go to the locker room.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
One.
H3-2-18, chopper.
Throwing is Mariota. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he's giving his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, here we go. 55's my guy, 55. Here we go, D.
Hey, 74.
It's just me and you.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And his kick is good. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Mike. 180.
Mike. They can't hang with us.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Great 15. Great 15.
Smooth. Check 55 for Mike. Here we go.
Working from the gun. Wentz. And they get the the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, Mariota. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
Sack City, baby.
Brings up 3rd down.
Check 59, Mike.
3rd and long here for Mariota. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And he fields it cleanly. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That'll be complete to Cook. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Setting up the screen for Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. And this is Cook with a grab. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
1st down, Minnesota.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And finally, wrestled down at the 11. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And Diggs has it. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. So up comes Wentz as he and the guys on offense here will go for 2. Throwing is Wentz. Flush to his right. That is caught. He's got it. And the lead will move to 14-0. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Hey, number 28, Mike, he's coming. Check in. Watch the twist.
To throw Mariota. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Mike 28. Hey, me and you all day. I'm coming after you.
On 3rd down, Mariota. He's got Mason complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Mike 28. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Mike 28.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Taylor, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Check in. Stop here, D. Me, I got him. I got motion man. Me, I got this.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mariota. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
On 1st down, Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And maybe shades of the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Wentz going to throw. Darren Lee, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
White now to return. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over.
Pull it together. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mariota. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on third down. Mariota now, eluding the pressure right. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. A first down throw for Mariota. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now Mariota rolling to his left. He's going to take off with it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
To throw again on second down. Mariota escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And the Steelers on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 4.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. 28, Mike, he's coming. Check in. Smoke. Watch the run. Mike, 28.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Mariota to throw for it on 4th. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for a strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
No gain on the play there, second down. Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on second down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, and then you stop that clock. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. To throw is Wentz. Open man is stealing. It's complete. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Again, it's Cook. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
Check 55, Mike. I got it.
On second down, Cook. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So for the Vikings, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.